Hi. So, I'm back after a bit of a while gone. I've been busy. I've had deadlines. I've had a family member pass away, sadly. But apart from the downer parts of my life, the past couple months, I have had some great feedback on my mental health documentary, which I'm super proud of. To any one of you out there who watched it, thank you very much. It means a lot. The feedback I got on Facebook, because that seems to be where quite a lot of people watched it, is they're quite moved by it, which is definitely a outcome I set out for. I wanted people to have their feelings and their heartstrings tugged by it. That's what I was going for. But I'm glad people liked it, and I'm glad that the effort I put in was good enough to get people's attention. So, what am I doing today? Why am I back? Why am I making a random video on a Monday morning when I should probably be at university? Well, I can tell you why I'm here at home. It's because of this thing. So, for many of you out there who have watched the documentary, you'll know that my production brand, company, whatever you want to call it, is called Off-Red. Now, I've been hired to shoot some event photography at the beginning of April, and I thought, how better to advertise myself than to get a hat made with my logo on it. Sadly, it hasn't turned out quite the way I wanted it to, so the company, I won't name them yet because I think they've still got a chance to fix it and put things right, so I'm hoping they do. They're coming to collect it today at around 12, 11 o'clock, so I had to stay in for that. And whilst I'm waiting, I thought I'd whack on the 1DX, set up my room again, and record a video like I said I was going to. And I want to talk today about all the cool things, well, one particular cool thing, but compare it to the other cool things that you might need as a filmmaker. So, what do you think is important as a filmmaker to have in your arsenal of equipment? Apart from the obvious, like batteries and a camera and a microphone. Apart from that, what else is important? Perhaps a little gorilla pod? Little mini tripod thing? Maybe? Or is it... God, is it a bigger one? Like a Sarui? You get Manfrotto ones. I'm using a Manfrotto one now under the camera, but this is more like my... Didn't realise it was still open. Oh, I'm untying it. That one's done. I didn't realise the legs were still... God's sake! Right. Ow! Oh, that hurt. So, is it a Sarui type thing? Like an actual bigger tripod? Is it lighting? Like... These little newer panel things. They are fantastic, and if you have batteries to power them, which I do, get them. I think not. I think one of the most, if not the most important bit of kit you can get for a relatively low budget, like £100, 150, 70 to 150 is probably like the region of, expense for this sort of thing, for a beginner anyway, is one of these doodads. Let me, don't you worry, Okay, so, in my opinion, one of the best things you can get as a filmmaker is one of these. That's you. You're looking at yourself. You see? Oh, maybe you don't see it. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Sick. Look at that. Like an infinite mirror. Whoa. That is... I'm actually confusing the 1DX. That's... I apologize for that. Oh. Up. There we go. That's it. That, in my opinion, these video field monitors, is what they're called on Amazon or in the industry of filmmaking, are probably one of the most vital things you're going to need as a filmmaker. Field monitor that I got is some cheap 5-inch Chinese branded one called Ioyo. It's a word I can't pronounce. Think of Free World or newer. It's the same sort of region as them. It's nothing like a small HD, sadly. It's not touch. It does have some really cool features like false color. You can change a lot of the settings like contrast and saturation, all those other things. It even has a histogram, which is super useful because it means I can turn the one off on the camera and give myself more sort of space to see what I'm doing. It also, I can flip the screen, which is really cool because it means that now I'm using it to look at me and I can see myself, which is really cool because it means that now I'm using it to look at me and I can see myself. It means I can flip it so that my right side on the monitor is, well, how I'm looking at it. The right side to me is my right hand, the left side is my left hand, whereas usually when you flip a monitor it's reversed, just like a mirror. So it looks like it's your left hand, but it looks actually the right hand side of this. It's very bizarre. So I use it now to record myself. However, a fantastic use for it is when you're not trying to record yourself and you just can't see the camera. So I have a huge I have a huge C-stand, type mount. You know, it's one of those aluminium metal stands that are ginormous. Suspend a camera above something, and you obviously can't see the back of your DSLR then. Or, for example, you definitely can't see the back of a 1DX when it's up, 10 feet from you. So you use a field monitor to look at the composition and to look at the settings and to look at everything else that you would otherwise need the monitor on the back of the camera to use. Also, thanks to the fact that they're an add-on accessory to a camera, is you can get them in bigger sizes. I got mine in 5-inch because I wanted it to be small and compact and fit in my backpack quite easily when I want to go out into the field. But you can get 7-inch ones and even bigger ones that you can use almost like a monitor for your desktop, just to look at things when you're in a more controlled environment. Often on set of big films, you'll have directors and cinematographers using these field monitors to view what the cameramen are actually recording, and that is fantastic. Another cool thing about field monitors are their unique and sort of, I want to say, individual panel types. Obviously, you go for small HD and the more expensive brands will get a much better panel than these cheap Chinese ones, but even these cheap Chinese ones are sometimes better than the ones you get in the back of a DSLR because they're bigger again, but they're brighter, more saturated, they're sharper. This one is 1080p, which on a 5-inch display is plenty. It's 4K capable, so that means I can shoot 4K into it and I can shoot 4K out of it. If I want to do it to external recorder, for example, it sadly can't be used as an external recorder, but it can be used as an intermediary device between my camera and an external recorder. What else? This one, like many other things, takes small Sony NPF batteries. I think this is a power extra one, so nothing special. Come on, focus. There we go. This is a little power extra one, so nothing special, but it's 8,800 milliamp hours, which is pretty good. You have to be careful when you get these batteries that you're getting one with a decent milliamp hourage and wattage, because sometimes they look the same, but they definitely aren't the same, because you'll have one that's 8,800 and one that's 8,400, or even I've seen 7,600, all for the same price. Obviously, the higher the watt hours, the more power it can produce, or the longer it'll last. I'm a huge idiot. I just did an entire segment and realised I didn't press record, so I'll start again. So, the field monitor is fantastic, and it's fantastic for all the reasons that I mentioned. You know, if it's up on a jerry rig or on a C-stand, or it's just not with you, it's an important bit of kit to have. And dare I say it, and this might be blasphemous, it's probably a better piece of kit to have than a Joby GorillaPod. I said it. It's better than a Gorilla. It's difficult to say. It's more important to have than a gorilla pod. Alright, we'll let that be our little secret. I think it's more important than those because you can use your hand or a stick or a wall, but you can't always see yourself. And for me, on a 50mm telephoto, more portrait style lens, I need to make sure that I'm in frame, which I am. I mean, take as many of the infinite me's as you like. There's loads to take. But this lens being 50mm makes it harder for me to line up my shots, especially in these one-to-one selfie vlog style things. Whereas if you're on a 16mm or a 24mm, you can just sort of relatively stand in front of the lens and just look at it and you'll know you're in shot. I sadly don't have that, so I have to use this tool to make sure I know I'm in shot. I mean, the reason I got this tool is for another video, which some of you might be aware of. It's the top-down tear down of a old phone and iPod and stuff. That video, I had to have the 1DX above me, shooting down. Now, I obviously couldn't see the back of the 1DX from there, so I bought this field monitor to make sure I could see myself and compose the shot properly for you guys, because without that I could have, I did anyway, but it would have been worse than it already was. It would have been terrible. At least it's half competent. But it would have been terrible, and it would have been because I couldn't see my shot. So, if there's one thing I think you should get as a creator, whether it's so you can see yourself, so you can be more, well, I was going to say be more free willy, but that's a film, it's not a metaphor. So it could be more loose. Loose isn't, what's the, oh, I don't know a word, but let's just say so you can use your camera in more positions than you otherwise could if you didn't have a field monitor. For example, on the 1DX, it hasn't got a flippy out screen. I can't change the settings if I can't see the screen. So I have to use this when it's above me, if it's on somewhere else miles away, so I can see it. It's also, just handy to have in general. I don't have to always have it plugged in. At the moment, I've got a really long, stretchy, bouncy cable. But yeah, that's the field monitor. Well, it's my field monitor. I recommend maybe getting a bigger one if you are hard of sight, like me. I got the small one just so it would fit more compactly into my bag, which it does. I mean, I also, this is a little bit embarrassing, but I'll show you. Drawer. There we go. So this, oh, focus please, thank you. This cheaper Chinese model type thing doesn't, not like the small HDs, it doesn't come with a hood or anything. You can get some of the ones that do, like from Free World or newer, and they come with hoods. This one doesn't. Instead it has like Velcro along the inside. So I got a bit of card from the box that it came in, and I stuck some Velcro to the top edge so I can just sort of bam. Although I don't actually think it does much to protect it. I just did it because I thought it would, and now I just think I'm a bit dumb. But yeah, that's me. That's you. Thank you very much for watching us, everyone, and hopefully you found this information a little bit useful. It's a rather short video, but I'll get more out to you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Okay.